The entire world is waiting for a COVID vaccine. India too is not just looking to ensure its people, but also become the backbone of the vaccine production for the entire world. The Prime Minister has also been on a three-city visit today to personally review the vaccine development and manufacturing process. Of course, that stage has to be crossed, but India has certainly made its intention clear that it can be the vaccine provider for the world. There are several vaccines, of course, that are continuously being trialed in India and the world. It is a race against time, but what is looking very imminent is that there will be multiple options available for both the developed and the underdeveloped world to get their vaccines. Karan Bhasin, economist, is also with us. So, Karan, you know, in this COVID situation, from the very first day when the Prime Minister first announced the initial lockdown, he's been very clear about the role that India wants to play and can play as far as fighting COVID is concerned. So just give us a sense of what you think India can leverage once the vaccines start, getting rolled out.
You've brilliantly put that ever since the lockdown and the pandemic started, there has been a very clear and consistent approach by the Indian government to position itself as the viable alternative to existing supply chain and to reduce the overdependence that companies across the world have on China. Interestingly, the pandemic also started from China, so it makes it a very opportune moment to illustrate to the world the kind of manufacturing capabilities that are prevalent in India. Now, to start with, as I mentioned a while back, that India did not have a framework or production capabilities to produce PPE kits. Yet those capabilities were developed in a record low time, and we ended up exporting the products to our allies and to other countries. So much so that India, being a major pharmaceutical provider, also found countries such as US requesting India for a greater share of the hydrochloroquine tablets, and we did provide that. So, the way the world looks at India is fundamentally different compared to a couple of months ago, because now they look at India as a country which has, advanced manufacturing capabilities, which is a responsible democracy, and which is willing to work and ensure that it can provide the kind of resources that are needed to the world to fight this pandemic, which originated in Wuhan, China. And with 5 vaccines at a later stage, and the world also recognizing that India is perhaps the only country which has the kind of scale to be able to produce the kind of vaccines that are required for a major vaccination drive across the globe. I think overall, the entire approach, mindset and attitude towards the country has changed. And a major part of it also has to do with the decisive leadership that we have witnessed over the last couple of months.
Interestingly, Karan, despite, of course, India not being part of the developed countries, it has actually the highest amount of committed dosage bought already, as far as large countries are concerned. And it's not going to be enough, of course, given our population. But the way the processes have been managed, really have kept us in good stead. How do you think the entire thing will play out, in the sense that how much will we have to buy from some of the non-indigenous vaccine producers, and what can we get from India itself?
So you've raised a very important point. I do believe that whatever commitment Indian government has done towards procuring those doses is keeping in mind 2 aspects. A, that you first need to ensure that the vulnerable groups are provided vaccines, and your frontline workers are provided adequate vaccine. And I think to some extent we have adequate resources to cover that up. Beyond that, of course, there are different vaccines that are available, some of which are viable for India, because some of them require the temperature to be maintained at minus 30, minus 40 degrees Celsius. So those are the unviable candidates. But even for them, government is exploring ways in which it can be brought to India and it can be used should there be a shortage. So the strategy seems to be to ensure that we don't keep all our eggs in one basket. At the same time, we follow a very targeted approach towards vaccination, and that targeted approach is also keeping in mind that after you hit a particular threshold of cases, herd immunity kicks in. I think a lot of people are not recognizing this, but the way Indian government and Indian doctors, especially Indian doctors, keep in mind India has a very low mortality rate. And the only reason is because our doctors have been able to manage the crisis and the disease very well. So I think overall it's an incredible situation where the entire country, whether it's the government, public sector, private sector, have come together to fight and to combat a crisis which is, at a global level. And I think that's definitely something that must be appreciated and acknowledged by all of us.
So, of course, the priority is going to be to get dosages, whichever is the first or the first few vaccines that get approved, to get them and ensure or vaccinate your frontline workers, those who are the most, they're in the most vulnerable situation. Then, of course, there will be a plan rolled out. But, Karan, what do you think is the model that India is going to adopt? Now, this is both in the realm of politics and economics. For example, in Bihar, the government, the BJP promised, and now it has the government there of, free vaccination for everybody. Can India do that for everyone?
Well, good economics does dictate the need to ensure that at least 60 to 70% of the population is given a free vaccine. Of course, the state government in Bihar has promised to give a free vaccine. I think most states will follow. But let us keep in mind that, we have around 50 crore people, are in the sort of Ayushman Bharat program who will invariably get the vaccine for free. So we are already covering a major proportion of our population by giving them free vaccines. For the rest, there are private sector companies that are saying that their vaccines would be priced at, say, 1,000 rupees, somewhat less. So what will eventually play out is that while government will, by and large, try to cover every poor and vulnerable section. So you'll have Ayushman Bharat covered, and probably some states will go and extend it to a universal vaccination drive. But there will be a significant proportion of people who can afford the vaccine, who might just buy it over the counter and get the vaccine as soon as it is made available. And the reason is that government vaccination drive will obviously be phased, like we have elections in phases, so vaccination will also have to be done in phases. So some people might be reluctant to wait for their turn to come as a part of the government vaccination drive, and they may just buy the private sort of dosage from over the counter and get it done by a doctor.
Okay. Karan, stay with us. Let's just also, recap what has happened today. The Prime Minister is at the Serum Institute now. But earlier, of course, he had visited Bharat Biotech in Hyderabad. Let's just take a look at what happened.